Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez takes apart Cal Yafai to take his title from him in exceptional fashion. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest, and sign up for ESPN Plus. Now, I'm back with another post-fight review. If you're new, I drop post-fight commentary, reviews, boxing talk, combat sports talk, go to fights, you know, a little bit of everything, daily content, live streams. So if you're new, consider subscribing, smash that like button. Now I want to do my post-fight thoughts. Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez absolutely does a demo job on former champion Cal Yafai, blemishing up his record. And it was a superb performance by Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. I really like what I've seen from him. Very good patience offensively. You know, he looked like the guy we seen on HBO. And you know, I kind of want to give my thoughts on the performance before I start and like break down. It's not going to be too long because I still got to watch the main event with Mikey and Jesse Vargas. It's on that particular card, so I'm not going to keep this video too long. However, Chocolatito, first of all, it was a shutout. I gave him every single round. Cal Yafai was a champion, didn't really fight like a champion. He didn't fight like an experienced champion. He didn't make any adjustments, and I thought it was a foolish and almost an arrogant game plan that he would come out in the fashion he did, and it set an early tone that would last for the duration of the fight up until the climactic ending in the 9th round. And Chocolatito got he landed, I think, a big right hand, and you know, the man was depleted, done, mentally exhausted, and he was getting chewed up in there. But I thought the reason I think that Yafai's plan was very arrogant is, to me, it almost appeared like Cal Yafai fought Chocolatito as if he had it in the bag, like Chocolatito's washed up. Because you have to keep in mind, Chocolatito was really, you know, packaged with Gennady Golovkin on HBO. Some people said he was #1, and he had some tough fights. McWilliams Arroyo, Juan Francisco Gallo Estrada, and Carlos Cuadras was a tough fight. Obviously, the Sor Rungvisai pair, and he lost those back to back. So, you know, we live in a microwave society in boxing where people just write you off. They don't give you credit with what you're good at. So that's kind of how Yafai was fighting. Like he was fighting and trained for a shot Chocolatito. But Chocolatito, you know, people aren't trying to lose. And Chocolatito has very good offensive ring IQ. And he put his shots together. He didn't try to do too much. You know, he's very calm, very patient. I loved his patience. And I liked how he kept a punch out there. Yafai was fighting like he was so much bigger, you know, almost like a huge puncher, like he was going to duplicate what Sor Rungvisai did in those two fights. And that's just, people got to understand this great thing about boxing is styles make fights. An opponent being 2 inches taller, an opponent having immense cracks and heavy-handed, an opponent having a crazy chin and, you know, the big heart. You have to factor all these things in, experience. All this has to be factored in. That's why styles make fights. Sor Rungvisai had success, but that doesn't mean everyone's going to have success with Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez if he's focused and he's, you know, trained right. And I heard he had a good camp. You know, I think he realizes this is the second chapter of his career. He's fighting bigger guys. So earlier in his career, I think he had problems with his weight. You know, he's always in sauna suits and stuff like that. But I heard he had a good training camp, and that wasn't so much the case. He monitored his weight better. So, you know, he looked it. He looked like he had a good camp, and he looked fresh. But not everyone's going to do what Sor Rungvisai did unless you have similar attributes. Yafai doesn't. And, you know, it was foolish of him to fight how he fought. He should have been boxing. He was a little bit taller, maybe rehydrated more, because Chocolatito moved up several divisions, and he wasn't doing that. You know, you keep a jab in someone like that's face. Chocolatito is like a sports car. Once he gets 0 to 60, it's hard to calm him down because he starts getting an offensive rhythm and bop, 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 bop. And he's putting different, his punch variation is real good, and he changes the pitch and he changes the velocity on his punches. So he was just chopping Cal Yafai up. He wasn't, and the thing that's good, the beautiful about Chocolatito's offense is when he's stringing together these punches and then he goes into rhythm. He used some footwork and integrate that with the variant punches and different velocity. He's not throwing everything. See, I hate when some fighters try to throw everything hard and, they're trying to knock you out with every single shot. Even a talented fighter, a skillful fighter like Demetrius Andrade, in his last fight, once he hurt the guy in the first round, he was kind of like rushing his work. Chocolatito didn't do that, and he won the battle of attrition, better game plan. Yafai was fighting Gonzalez's fight, staying in his face, in his pocket. The other thing I notice about boxing that I've learned is once you commit to something and the ebb and flow is headed that, you have to mark significant things, and it could take not 1 round, 2 round, 3 round, it could take several rounds if it ever even comes where you're able to get that motion and momentum. Boxing is about psychological warfare. It is definitely about momentum. And Yafai put himself in the hole. I had him losing every single round. That's not good because you're not Rungvisai. You don't have this. Rungvisai is kind of like a Maidana type, awkward, doesn't give a attitude, and he's a person with relentless, heart and relentless power. He's a devastating single shot, heavy-handed puncher. So it's a good combination. Tough, durable, has heart. Not the most technical, but he's throwing with all his might, and he got cracks. Similar to kind of like a Maidana. And if you're more of a boxer puncher with less power, then you got to set your stuff up different. Don't just expect Chocolatito to be washed and, things like that. And it was like almost a pompous game plan. And this is the problem with a lot of the guys out of the UK, the British, British boxing, is you got guys that, are undefeated and make noise. And then you look at their resume, and if they haven't fought outside of a certain domestic level, they're fighting guys that have all lost, and they're not fighting competition. There's great fighters in the USA, great fighters from Mexico, great fighters from Argentina. There's great fighters from around the world, Russia and different places. So with some of the British boxing, they keep fighting on like rematch room cards or whatever, and they're fighting a certain echelon of fighters. And then when you fight someone world class from Nicaragua, former champion who knows this could be bad news if I lose this fight, then it's just like he got embarrassed, and he totally wasn't ready for that type of fight. Chocolatito skunked him. He won every round. I seen the absence of a game plan, and by the time he tried, he showed some heart because Chocolatito was hitting him, and but it was looking ugly. If you look at my round by round tweets, he was just breaking him down and getting more and more discouraged. And I even tweeted it. I called it. I said, man, all Chocolatito, because he dropped him. And he got up slow and discouraged. And I said, Chocolatito, he's found something. He's into a rhythm. He got everything going on all cylinders. He hasn't wasted energy, so he probably has the conditioning, plus having a good camp, has the conditioning to keep up at this pace. He's motivated from the knockdown, so he's probably going to get aggressive. Boom. Got aggressive the very next round. Caught him with one flush shot. He goes down, and, the ref weighs it off. So excellent performance by Chocolatito. Some really good fights for him. He has an entertaining style. He showed people that he's not done. This just goes into his career of what he's accomplished. He looked good. He totally took it to a champion, fought his fight, imposed his style, and Yafai couldn't get around it. And then by the time he maybe even realized, okay, I'm in over my head, fighting toe to toe, it was too late, and that goes back to the ebb and flow. I'm about to catch this main event. If you love what I am doing on my channel, smash the like button. Let me know how you rated Chocolatito's performance. Give him a letter grade. Was it A, B, C, D, A minus, B plus, whatever? Let me know in the comment section. I want to see letter grades. This is the Boxingego post-fight review. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. I'm going to check out the main event. We working. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.